In this bag, I've got 5 footballs that could all be classed as a goalkeeper's worst nightmare.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Sorry, mate. But today, I'm going to find out which football goalkeepers officially hate the most. Oh my God! Oh my God!
That might be one of the best goals you've ever scored against me, Kieran. That is a joke.
So if you want to see which ball is responsible for that goal, keep on watching, because by the end of this video, I will have found the exact football that goalies hate the most. Now, here's the plan. I'm going to start off by testing literally 100 footballs. Then out of those, I'll pick 5 balls that I'll put up against a pro goalie, where they'll battle it out through various different rounds until one is declared the winner, a goalkeeper's worst nightmare. So I'll start off my journey by heading to the pitch.
Right, so I've brought a load of footballs to the pitch with me, and now I'm going to test them out and whittle them down to just 5 balls that I'm going to take to test against the pro keeper later on.
So I hit literally hundreds of strikes with loads of different footballs, seeing how they move and which one would cause the most problems for a goalkeeper. And finally, I decided on 5 footballs that I think have the potential to be a goalkeeper's worst nightmare. Okay, stop it there. There is one more thing I didn't tell you. There's actually going to be one more football, but this one is going to be a bit different to the others. So the extra football I'm going to add is one that I've made myself, and hopefully it can compete with the 5 craziest footballs ever made, and maybe even come out on top. Now, I think it's easier said than done to make a one-of-a-kind football that will fool a goalkeeper, but I did have an idea.
Right, so I'm going to start off with this blank slate of a football and turn it into something that no goalie will ever want to face, and this is how. Step 1, grab some primer and spray all over the ball. Then it should look something like this, and that's when I get my secret weapon involved, Vanta black paint.
So this is a material that absorbs almost 100% of light, making it one of the darkest colours on Earth. And when you put this on an object, it almost becomes 2D, taking away any definition. And I think if a football was this colour, it could cause some serious problems for a goalkeeper. So I covered the ball in this paint, and it looked like this. Now, I think it turned out very well. It's basically made the ball look flat, and I reckon this will be an absolute nightmare for our pro goalie. Now, before I reveal the 6 balls that have made it to the final, I want to mention a few footballs that didn't make the cut and explain why, as I think you'll be surprised by some of them. So, the wobbly football. This moves very strangely, but it's really difficult to kick, so you can't really get much power on it, so that was off the list. This crazy thing, similar reason, it does bounce unpredictably and is hard to catch, but once again, very difficult to get a good shot with. And finally, the Chaos Jabulani. Now, while this is an insane football, I actually think the normal Jabulani does actually move more, so for that reason, this didn't make the cut.
Right, so now it's time to reveal the final 6 balls that will battle it out against a pro keeper to see which one goalies officially hate the most. Let's take a look. So first up is of course the Vanta black football. This thing is insane, and I'm really excited to see how it does when up against a pro goalkeeper. Could this be the winner? We're going to find out. Next up is the Umbro Pulsar. This ball is insane. I've made a whole video on this before, and I've hit my best ever knuckleballs using this football. It's super light and just moves like crazy, so I think this is a really strong contender. Next up, we've got the Swerve ball. Now this thing just curves like you've never seen before. This could cause some serious problems for a goalkeeper. I've never actually put it against a pro goalie, so I'm excited to see how this one does. Next up, making it to the final 6 is this banned Puma ball. It was banned from La Liga because it was too hard to see, so I think that could cause some serious problems for a goalkeeper, and I'm sure that they're not going to be a big fan of this. The Nike Ordum. Now footballers absolutely hate this ball just because of how light it is. It moves a bit like an air floater. It's pretty insane, so I think this could cause any goalkeeper some serious problems. And finally, it had to be the Jabulani is of course making the list. This thing is just crazy, and if this ball can outperform all the others in this video, then it will undisputably be the football that goalies hate the most. But now it's time to head to GKHQ and see which ball will be crowned the winner.
So I headed to GKHQ to meet up with Connor O'Keefe, who's got the unfortunate task of being our goalkeeper for today's video, and he'll be testing the footballs, and by the end of the video, choosing the ball that he hates the most.
Right then, Con. In this bag, I've got 6 of the worst footballs for goalies. Any guesses what's inside?
So I'm a little bit worried what's in the bag. I think the jab's going to be in there.
Yeah.
I think some sort of scary creation that you've been a part of might be there as well, but we'll have to wait and see.
So it was time to reveal to Connor the footballs that he'd be facing today to get his initial impressions and see if he'd come across any of them before.
So we knew it was coming. The godfather of goalkeeper hated footballs. Super light, moves all over the place, king of the knuckleballs. We're off to a strong start. Not looking forward to this one. So on the face of it, FA Cup ball, night. I'm not sure why this is considered a bad football or why goalkeepers might hate this ball, but I guess we'll find out. If I remember rightly from when we last filmed with it, the reason behind it was hard to see. The colours made it difficult for goalkeepers to track and they ended up banning it. So see if this can contend with the rest of them. Wow. Curves all over the place apparently. We'll see what this one's like to face. I think this is going to be absolutely bonkers. Not entirely sure what's wrong with this. By looking at it, looks like a pretty normal standard football. Umbro, normal panelling, but knowing Kieran, he'll have something up his sleeve with this one. This is Kieran's homemade Vanta black football. Apparently the blackest black you can get, absorbs 99.9% of light, which just means for me, it's going to be really hard to see. Let's see how it goes.
So whilst Con gets warmed up, let me explain how this is going to work. So we start off with the 6 footballs, which will then be paired off and go head to head in a first to score contest, with the 3 winners going through to the next round. Those 3 winners will then compete in multiple tests where 1 more ball will get knocked out. Then we have 2 footballs remaining. I'll take 100 shots with these footballs at Connor, and by the end of it, he'll decide which of those he officially hates the most. Now let's get into our first head-to-head.
So our first head-to-head, we've got the Umbro Pulsar versus the Nike Audum.
Yeah, they look like pretty standard footballs.
Well, that was where you'd be fooled.
2 different brands that have got, like you say, a lot of knuckle in them.
Yeah.
As a goalie, not looking forward to that.
Right, so first ball to score goes through to the next round. To decide who goes first, Con, left or right?
Right.
The Audum goes first. This could be over after 1 shot, you know.
No, it won't.
Ooh, whoa. All right, first shot with a Pulsar. Oh, it's a big save.
Definitely moved.
And on just the second shot with the Nike Audum, this happened.
Oh, 3 shot, what a banger with the Audum ball. That is through to the next round already.
What a strike. Fair play, Audum.
So with the Nike Audum through to the next round, the next battle was the famous Jabulani versus Puma's banned football.
Not looking forward to this one. This one, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Might be hard to see, but it's going to be tough to beat the Jabulani. That's an absolute beast.
Left or right?
Left.
Hey, Jabulani is first up.
So straight away the Jabulani was moving like crazy.
Oh, what a save. Mate, that was crazy.
Started right, ended up in the middle.
The banned football did cause some problems, but it was only a matter of time until the Jabulani hit the back of the net.
It's always personal between me and the Jabulani. Can't let it win.
See, I'm already starting to think that goalkeepers hate the Jabulani the most. He hasn't talked this way about any other ball yet.
And this next shot proved exactly why.
Oh no!
Oh my days. I thought that was going miles over, I don't know about you.
So did I, when it left your foot. It's just ridiculous. As soon as it leaves his foot, you think it's going one way, changes its mind, so it just makes you look daft.
So just like that, the Jabulani made it to the final 3, but which of the ball would be joining it?
So our final 2 balls to go head to head, the Vanta black ball versus the Swerve ball.
This, I can tell, is just going to be absolutely horrific.
Left or right?
Left.
The Swerve ball it is.
You know what? I think this is actually the one that I'm low-key most worried about because I have no idea what's going to happen. Oh my God.
Whoa!
That's just ridiculous. The depth perception's the hard bit. You don't know how close it is yet, so you've got to get there fast. They're both horrid. Flipping heck. Oh, that is a dangerous football, that.
So both footballs were causing serious problems, but eventually the Vanta black ball sealed the victory.
Oh, there it is.
It's like a demon ball from space.
So these are the final 3 balls. Now we've got to turn 3 into 2, and that involves a few different tests. I'm going to do a knuckleball test, a visibility test, and a grip test. And the one that performs the worst is out. These are the 3 attributes that are key to goalkeeping. So it'll be a perfect way of deciding which 2 balls make it through to the final. So first up was the knuckleball test. And of course, the Jabulani performed best, followed by the Nike Audum, and finally the Vanta black ball, which didn't really knuckle at all. 3 points to the Jab, 2 points to the Audum, and 1 point to the Vanta black ball. Next up, the visibility test. I'm going to place the ball somewhere on the pitch, and Connor's going to turn around and point it out as quick as possible. The longer it takes him to spot the ball, the better. First up, the Vanta black ball.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yep.
1.6 seconds, very good score. Next up, the Nike Audum.
1, go!
Yeah. Oh, that was quicker.
And finally, the Jabulani.
3, 2, 1, turn!
Oh, yes.
Nice and easy, that one.
Now, the winner for this test was the Vanta Black Ball, 3 points. 2 points to the Audum and 1 point to the Jabulani. So, the scores are very tight going into this final test. So, the deciding test was grip. Connor would score them 1 point for the grippiest ball and 3 points for the slippiest ball.
Whoa.
Whoa.
To be fair, that just absolutely stuck.
And these are the final results. Unfortunately, my Vanta Black Ball did not make the final 2, but now it's time for the decider. Which ball will be declared a goalie's worst nightmare?
Now we're going to take 100 shots, and then it's down to you to decide after that which one you're going to declare as the worst one.
So I laced my boots up and started smashing shots at Con.
Oh, save.
Whoa. Wow.
Both balls were performing well, making Connor work very hard and pull off some fantastic saves.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
That might be one of the best goals you've ever scored against me, Kieran. That is a joke. I actually thought I was going to get there as well, and then it just zipped off into the top corner.
Right, final 2 balls. You faced 100 shots from them. You're going to have to declare one of these a goalkeeper's worst nightmare.
I think it was quite close for a while. It was neck and neck. Couple of goals, some good saves, and then that last goal I think just showed who is the absolute king of nightmare footballs. It's the Jabulani. Horrific, moves all over the place. Just not a nice ball to deal with, so thanks very much, Jab.
So there you go. I was honestly hoping to discover a ball that could outdo the Jabulani, but it's not a myth, and there's no denying it now. The Jabulani really is a goalkeeper's worst nightmare.